Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is July 24, 2024, and here is another daily analysis. Okay, it's not happy, or I should say happy mood when I'm right. So yeah, I was right, but seems like market had just a very kind of like a crazy bloodbath today. S&P 500 daily chart. So we just got a 2.14% to the downside, kind of like a rejecting SMA 50 and just sitting there just by a touch after hours. We are getting into this demand area, and also we are kind of like a broken this support, which is coming to this demand area, folks. So I believe that a market we may see a bounce potentially to middle of this candle, which is coming this supply area, somewhere around let's say 54 60, 54.70-ish or 80. But after that, I should say the next phase of sell-off is coming potentially for kind of like an ending diagonal formation. That would be the ideal scenario if we get to this important breakout demand area, which is going back to months of May. So that would gives us kind of like a 5% correction. Let me just do the measurement right now. So if we get from this top to here, which is going to be 5-6% correction. So this is not bad at all. So if market goes down, let's say to here, almost a 7% correction, which is a pretty good, a decent correction for a market overall. And I see this today, institution didn't get involved anymore. So just the 70 million SPY traded. This is kind of like interesting because institution is not there in this sell-off. So it's all about retail sellers, and this is very important as well. But market topped as we expected in July, and we just got into kind of like a broad-based sell-off, I should say, except some healthcare actually did very well today. Bristol Myers, United Health, Johnson and Johnson, they did very well. And also here is the trend line that I'm just looking at. So if you just go with this short-term trend line, we see that we are kind of like a broken nicely. But if you go with this pivot, which is going back to November 2020, 3 years, months of May, and the next is coming kind of like at this demand area, kind of like a breaking level to this here. So I believe that market is kind of like a pretty close to intermediate bottom, folks. So just wait for this. If we get another potential 200 drops, actually less than that, just the 150 drops, that would be kind of like a fantastic, kind of like a buying opportunity, if you ask me, specifically for the weekly perspective. So as I said, a weekly top is here, and I'm kind of like covering this in weekly video, but seems like market is just showing kind of like a weekly top, and we can get some kind of like a volatility. Remember, in 2023, we had the same scenario here. So we just got a 3 weeks down, 2 weeks up, 4 weeks down, 1 week up, and then 2 weeks down. So this is kind of like going all the way to kind of like a November, October 27, if you remember that. So we can get kind of like the selling opportunity here, potential the same scale. I'm not sure if we get below this, because if we get below this pivot, this is very important. If we get below 48.90 in a weekly basis, so we are kind of like a broken long-term perspective for the market, and we are getting down as well. So this is very important. This is a COVID bottom. This trend line defended. So if we get below this trend line, that would be very ugly picture for the market, which I don't think we're gonna get to that phase. However, the weekly top is just formed last week, and this week it is just followed through. So we need to see a weekly kind of like oversold condition for a fantastic bull buying opportunity. Right now, we just got daily oversold condition, which we can get kind of like a bounce. And this bounce could be a strong one, could last, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. But again, in July, we are getting to September, October. So usually September, October is pretty bad for the market, specifically for the election season. We can get some kind of like a volatility, uncertainty for the market. So we can see some kind of like a choppy wave up and down, but ultimately I'm looking for some kind of like a above a 5,000, 5,200. That's the area that I'm looking for a market to form the bottom. So again, time-wise, let's say around September, October, we should see very, very good price action. Right now, I should say market just getting close to a kind of like a significant intermediate bottom for a daily chart, not a weekly. So this is very, very important. Moving on to Nasdaq, which was kind of like a bloodbath today. So Nasdaq goes down very, very sharply. So it just breaks through like a hard or hot knife through the butter. Going down, this is kind of like a one wave, two, three, four, and then five. So five is getting to this box, but I expect that this box is going to be touched by first week of August. But today's movement was very sharp. So we just got kind of like a satisfy the level that I was thinking of. We can see a jump. We can see a jump tomorrow or potentially day after. But I would say there are lots of damage that has been done to lots of charts, and still there are lots of downside targets are coming for different in stocks. So we can see them in our video. Just bear with me. But right now we are just getting into kind of like important area for Nasdaq. 18,700 is kind of like a daily bottom here as well. So we can get to this level. We can see some buyers coming. But I believe that NASDAQ, the best scenario for me, the best scenario is going to be 17,000 to 18,000 area. So which is going to be this level for a fantastic, for me, buying opportunity, which is coming to 78% Fibonacci retracement, which is coming to oversold weekly a candle as well, so weekly time frame. And that would be kind of like the best bet or best scenario for long position. When that happens, potentially September, October, we will have better idea to see what happens. But obviously, we've broken this short-term bullish momentum. And right now, anything could be a bounce for a next sell-off, at least for, let's say, 2-3 weeks or months. Moving on to Dow, which came down as well. So Dow just getting below this trend line, snapping this SMA 20. So we can see some kind of like a divergence in SMA 20 and price. So for those ones who are coming to my classes, they know what pattern is. So this is kind of like a drop and pop. So we are going to see a pop, a good pop potentially is coming for Dow tomorrow, specifically in this environment that everything is oversold, at least for a short term, and potentially we are getting to a bounce in some names, and Dow can be a leader for tomorrow for a bounce because of this pattern. So I would say Dow can show a bounce tomorrow. Moving on to crude, gold, and gold just showing a positive the entire session, but goes back down negative. So gold rejected within this wide range bar, as you see here, rejected nicely, and then showing a topping tail as well. So we can see some kind of like a downside move is coming for gold and gold miners. They were pretty positive early session, but when we are getting to the later part of the session, they're just changing green to red, and they are negative. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to silver, which is negative as well. So silver actually is showing a very, very weak price action. We didn't get a follow through after two bottoming tail here. Silver is just getting down. So potentially we are going to break through this demand area and getting into important demand area, which is going to be this and this. So if we put Fibonacci retracement, I would say this is going to be ABC correction to this area. So 28 to 29, oh sorry, 26 to $27 per ounce silver is coming down the road. Crude actually forming a bottom here. So I would say potentially Dow and some kind of like a value names, they can do better Potentially, crude is just getting into important level for a bounce. So today we just got a doji bar here in this demand area, still looking for another deep down to here for a good bounce. But right now, crude just formed a nice head and shoulder pattern here and break through nicely, just going down. But this shadow and today doji kind of like a showing that the bottom is pretty close, at least for the short term. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to individual names, so starting with Bitcoin. So this is NVIDIA chart. Obviously, we will talk about this a lot because I got lots of hate, not hate, kind of like a trolling message on YouTube for this. That's okay. Bitcoin zero change compared to yesterday. Pretty bullish the entire session, but going down later session. Bitcoin is just forming the top, if you ask me. And we can go down here to this area, 60 to 62, 63,000 even. Could be kind of like a good buying opportunity with this fantastic QM pattern. So we can get back to here, forming a very great head and shoulder, reverse head and shoulder to the upside for a bigger price is coming for Bitcoin. So I believe the next sell-off for Bitcoin is going to be a very nice buying opportunity. Ethereum on the other side just hammered today. So it goes down. This bull flag is about to kind of like a breaking through. Still, we have nice flag limit here. So we can get a kind of like a back test to this broken trend line coming to this area. So this is another QM pattern if you see. So Ethereum, if it goes to 32 to 32.50, if it holds this flag limit and also this trend line, we can see a reversal. Then we can just going long with the stop loss here. Because if it goes down, it can test this. But if it goes higher, stop loss pretty tight, but that's going to be valuable, I believe, if you ask me. Moving on to US bond yield. So bond yield breaking through today, again going down very sharply, but came back up like a later session. TLT goes down as well. So when bond and treasuries both going down at the same time, this means the bloodbath is here and they don't want to keep any assets. So probably market panicked, which they just got panicked today. As I said, institution didn't get involved. It was just all retail traders. VIX, a fantastic surge to the upside, 22% to the upside. VIX, it is a very, very panicked there. So this lower shadow, look at this long lower shadow here. This means VIX bottom, and we just got $18. VIX just last week it was around 12. Right now it's around $18, and it's just holding up very well. So if you see another spike tomorrow, potentially that's going to be kind of like a exhaustive move for VIX, and we can see the top here as well. So Dixie coming down today. I was wondering why Dixie is down because everyone supposed to pile on cash and US dollar should have like more demand, but it didn't. So Dixie just going down today, 11 cents down and nothing special. Magma indicator just broken to the downside. After hours, it just gained a bit just because short sellers took profit. But right now we are just getting to interesting level. This is the area that everyone is waiting, and we can see a bounce, folks. So if you see a bounce, don't be surprised. Apple, just going down sharply. I believe that Apple, again, going to the short-term bounce here area. So this is the last breakout, and we just got here. So potentially we'll see a bounce to 225. If you see that, don't be surprised, but I believe Apple is going to break through to the downside here. Sub 200 level is coming for Apple. Moving on to Amazon. Amazon going down as well sharply today, almost 3% after hours gain a bit, but Amazon just not a good pattern, guys. So this is kind of like the scenario that I'm looking for Amazon. And you see that obviously it's just broken trend line, and obviously it broke below this important last pivot, which initiate higher high or a new all-time high. So when happens, when this happens, usually we'll see a bounce, and then that's going to be another selling opportunity to test this. In an ugly shape, it can go all the way down to this wide range bar. So this is going to be 150 to 160. So 156 to 160, that's the area for Amazon. If it goes down that much, I believe the Nasdaq is going to go down another 5 to 10% to the downside. Meta, just the ugly day, 5%, 5.61%. As I said, just short sellers took kind of like a profit. So you see that after hours, it just hit a bounce. And Microsoft as well, so almost a 3.6% to the downside. Google, despite of good earning yesterday, Google just gapped down sellers to control the entire session. So I believe that Google can go down to this area, which is important demand area, if you ask me. So I'm gonna just accumulate more share here in Google if it gets there. So just have your cash ready, guys. Netflix at $6.77 down, forming head and shoulder here. As I said, lots of patterns are bearish. So if you see a bounce, don't think the correction is over because the lots of patterns are forming very, very sharply. Tesla going down, crazy down, going below this. As I said, Tesla topped. So we just got a buy position in Tesla here. We got sell position on Tesla here. We played both sides. I was in short position and I was waiting for another potential adjust going higher before a sell-off. So I was 1 day late because I planned myself to short the market today, but obviously I missed just because I was greedy for either a spike up or uptick today to short the market, but market was faster than me. So Tesla goes down. The analysis was correct. So Tesla goes down, and I believe that sub 200 is coming. Semiconductor index. So SMH goes down. I believe that they are pretty close to kind of like an oversold condition daily for this area. So we can see another sell-off here to 232 to 236. We can see jump back up and then going down. So that's going to be a potential scenario, but lots of people are waiting for this. I'm just looking for this area for a great buying opportunity, which is coming in October. Stocks, the same pattern here. So this one goes down. Obviously, you see that. If you see the bottom here in October, November actually. So let me just show you here. This is very, very important trend line, and we are pretty close. We are pretty close to this trend line. Is it going to be a buy or panic sell? I think there is going to be a buy here. Some people are going to buy here. Taiwan Semiconductor, this one goes down as well. Earning came up, but didn't do well. So Taiwan goes down as well. So this is very, very sharp sell-off. And we can get to this area as well. I believe the earning is going to be, yeah, I'm gonna check. That was earning actually didn't, market didn't show very well sentiment to this. AMD 6% down today. It goes back down to this area. AMD obviously it is very, very bearish chart. So we didn't manage to higher high. This is going to be ABC up within this correction. So this means this is another leg down with the same scale. We're going to go down. So scale is going to be 110 to 125. So for those folks who are just watching these videos, I hope this doesn't bother you, but guys, NVIDIA, unfortunately, I was right. I'm saying unfortunately just because lots of people, they were kind of like a biased. If you just look at my NVIDIA video and go to the comments, everyone is saying like, not everyone, I should say, I should be fair, but some people are saying like, hey, this is just a technical analysis. This is gonna be wrong. You're betting against the market. Why I'm betting against the market? The chart confirms that this is a sell signal. Anyway, I don't need to prove myself. Chart tells you the truth. Even if I made a mistake, I would say with no ego, guys. So don't marry to your analysis. Don't attach to your investments. Attach to your money, folks. I'm just telling you, this happens to me a lot. I'm not here to give you advice. I'm leader than that. So I'm just saying, if you see different things happening in the chart, just be humble and be flexible, because flexibility is the key in this market. If you are in this market, you should be flexible. Right now, some people are saying Nvidia is forming a bull flag. Even if it is a bull flag, folks, it can go lower. Still, it's going to be a bull flag. Look at energy stocks. It is not bull flag, guys. So the bull flag pattern is totally different. Um, it looks like a bull flag, but this is not, doesn't have any criteria. It's just showing the top information. And I don't know if earning is going to be good or bad. Earning for Google was good. Yesterday, earning for Google was good. Beat the expectation, earnings, and revenue. What happened to a stock? 5% drop. And it doesn't show any kind of like a strength. Google may have a bounce tomorrow, but overall market didn't like the earning. So it can happen again with Nvidia. I know lots of people are saying AI, and Nvidia just are going to the roof, but I believe that this is gonna be kind of like the scenario for Nvidia. And when it gets here, that's gonna be great buying opportunity. Still, this stock is lovely, but this is overpriced, fundamentally overpriced. As I did the calculation myself, I'm not gonna announce anything here. This is just purely technical. But Nvidia is overpriced. And if it gets there, I'm going to be buyer. I'm not going to short this forever. So we will see how it goes. But Nvidia obviously broken this trend line. This trend line doesn't have symmetry. So we just got below this previous pivot here. So we are getting into this demand area, which is a freshly touched, and we may see a bounce. So we may see a bounce and then going down here to this area. So that would be kind of like the scenario that I'm just looking for. I may be wrong, but so far, thanks God, I was right. Moving on to Texas Instrument. Texas just bounced back up nicely. Yesterday, Texas just exploded with earning. So chart just gapped up, but going down all the way to here, turned to negative. But after hours, again, it gets back to 199.95. So I believe that Texas can see a bounce to this important flag limit here. We may see a bounce, but again, going down. If it tests here, it's going to be very, very ugly, folks. It can go 173. So full disclosure, we sold almost 95% of our position. Where we bought Tesla, not Tesla, Texas, we bought here. We bought here with the correction, we bought here as well. But we left it all the way, this rally with our subscribers to here, and we sold lots of positions here. So we almost sold everything here. Lam Research, 5% down today after hours, just gained a bit. As I said, short sellers just took profit, but lots of damage has been done to chart. XLF, which is financials, they just reversed nicely. They're going down. Potentially, we will see a bounce just because there is a potential buyer are going to be here for a breakout. KBE going down, and there's still lots of rooms going down as well. KRE, the same pattern here. It can go down all the way to here to 54. Eventually, it can go down to 52, I believe, for a significant bounce. JP Morgan, $1.74 down. Goldman Sachs, $5.45 down. Bank of America, 22 cents down. Wells Fargo, 23 cents down. Banks actually just doing well today. They didn't have too much crazy stuff. Gold miners, actually, they were pretty positive the entire session, almost not just half an hour or 1 hour before session ends. So they just reversed nicely. I should say this reversal means that we will have more downside target for them because they fail rally today. GDXJ, 64 cents down. AEM, 80 cents down. Newmont, 63 cents positive. After hours, it just jumped back up nicely. I believe Newmont's earning was today. So potentially that was due for earning. Franco-Nevada just going up 86 cents, and gold barrick 11 cents up, down as well. Moving on to the last sector for today, XLE, which is energy. Spider 1 cent up. XOP 99 cents down today, just going down. Remember, this is a bull flag triggered to the upside, but going back down. So for those ones who were saying bull flag for NVIDIA, OIH $7.72 down, sharp sell-off today. Exxon, $1.60 up, and Chevron going up as well. So they are kind of like a mixed today. I think they can have a bounce. They can have a bounce, specifically when crude is getting to the bottom, pretty close to the bottom. They may have a bounce. All right, folks, I hope you like this video still. There are lots of volatility and fireworks we should expect from the market. So just be safe rather than sorry. Have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.